The year is 1776. While America declared independence, a quieter revolution began in Bavaria. Adam Weishaupt, a law professor at the University of Ingolstadt, was frustrated by the dominance of the Jesuits and the grip of superstition. He dreamed of a world guided by reason, not faith, a world where humanity could be perfected. On May 1st, Weishaupt gathered a handful of trusted students in secret. They formed a society not for idle talk, but for transformation. They called themselves the Perfectibilists, soon to be known as the Illuminati. Their mission to create liberty and moral equality, freeing society from the chains of church and state. Just 5 men, bound by oath and vision, began this experiment in the shadows. Secrecy was essential. The conservative Bavarian authorities would crush any challenge to their power. Every meeting was clandestine, every member carefully chosen. The Illuminati was born from a desire for enlightenment, yet forced to operate in darkness. Weishaupt envisioned a network of influential individuals, quietly steering society toward a new dawn. Could a secret order of philosophers truly change the world, or would the darkness consume them? The story of the Illuminati begins with that question. To understand the Illuminati, we must understand the Enlightenment. The late 1700s were a time of upheaval. Thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau challenged tradition, championing reason and liberty. They questioned why kings ruled by divine right and why the church dictated thought. These ideas threatened the very foundations of European society. In Bavaria, conservatism reigned. The Jesuits controlled universities, and the church and monarchy worked hand in hand. For Weishaupt, this was suffocating. He saw church and state as twin oppressors. The Enlightenment offered a radical alternative: secularism, the separation of government and religion. Weishaupt believed true morality came from rational thought, not dogma. If people could think for themselves, oppressive structures would become obsolete. The Illuminati was an attempt to put these ideals into action. It was a direct response to religious dogmatism and monarchical tyranny. Their mission: spread the light of reason, create a network of enlightened individuals, and guide society toward freedom. But this vision put them on a collision course with the powers of their world. Adam Weishaupt was no fiery revolutionary. He was a scholar, shaped by his Jesuit education and his resentment of their control. He wanted to rival their reach, but with the goal of freeing minds, not controlling them. The Illuminati's aim: the perfection of humanity through reason. Members would be re-educated to become rational, moral beings, then help enlighten others. The plan was audacious: replace monarchies and state religions with a global republic of equals. Weishaupt designed a secretive, hierarchical structure. New recruits, called novices, started at the bottom, their true purpose hidden. As they proved themselves, they advanced, learning more about the order's aims. The structure borrowed from Freemasonry, which Weishaupt hoped to infiltrate to spread influence. This secrecy protected the order and created a sense of mystery that attracted members. Each initiation was a ritual, impressing the seriousness of their mission. Weishaupt's design was a machine for social change, engineered to operate from the shadows. The Illuminati would try to reshape the world, quietly, methodically, and in secret. At first, the Illuminati grew slowly, just Weishaupt's students. Everything changed in 1780, when Baron Adolf von Nigger, a diplomat and Freemason, joined. Nigger revamped the order's structure, making it more appealing, especially to Freemasons. The Illuminati spread rapidly through Masonic lodges, recruiting doctors, lawyers, officials, and even nobles. Notable figures like Goethe and Herder joined, lending prestige. Members adopted classical pseudonyms. Weishaupt was Spartacus. Nigger was Philo. At its peak, the order boasted over 2,000 members across Europe. But rapid growth brought internal conflict. Weishaupt wanted control and slow education. Nigger pushed for expansion and influence. Their clash weakened the order from within. The Illuminati was no longer just a circle of students. It was a network of power, but also of tension. The gathering of minds became a battle of wills, and external threats were closing in. The Illuminati's secrecy and influence sparked suspicion in conservative Bavaria. Rumors swirled. Was this a society of philosophers or a nest of revolutionaries? Disgruntled ex-members leaked secrets, fueling public panic. The government, alarmed, issued edicts against secret societies in 1784 and 1785, explicitly banning the Illuminati. Raids followed. Homes were searched, documents seized and published as proof of a treasonous plot. The crackdown was devastating. Members faced arrest, exile, and disgrace. Weishaupt lost his position and fled Bavaria. The once mighty network crumbled almost overnight. By 1787, the Bavarian Illuminati was finished as an organization. The state had crushed the experiment in reason. But the story was far from over. The Illuminati's legend was just beginning. Sometimes the end is only the start of a myth. The Illuminati was dead, but its legend was born. The Bavarian government's exposure of the group only fueled imaginations. Seized documents, filled with secret codes and revolutionary plans, became the stuff of legend. The French Revolution soon erupted, and many blamed the Illuminati for the chaos. In 1797, books by Augustin Barruel and John Robison claimed the Illuminati had survived, infiltrating Freemasonry and orchestrating revolution. These bestsellers transformed a failed Bavarian order into a shadowy force behind world events. The myth of the Illuminati as puppet masters took hold. Conservatives and religious leaders embraced the theory, blaming the Illuminati for social upheaval. The real Weishaupt would have been astonished. His failed project had become a global legend. The myth was now more powerful than the reality ever was. Today, the Illuminati lives on, not as fact but as myth. The story has evolved. Now it's a cabal of elites controlling the world from the shadows. Symbols like the all-seeing eye are linked to them, though the history doesn't match. The real Illuminati was a short-lived group, crushed in 1785, with no evidence of survival. Its true influence lies in what people believe it did, not what it actually accomplished. The myth offers simple answers to complex problems, blaming a secret group for the world's woes. The internet has amplified these theories, creating echo chambers of belief. The Illuminati's legacy is twofold: a failed utopian project and an enduring myth of hidden power. Separating fact from fiction is crucial. History is quieter and more complex than our fears. The real Illuminati is gone, but its shadow endures, fascinating and frightening us. The myth will not die. In our search for answers, the Illuminati remains a symbol of our deepest anxieties about power and control.